Mr. Nickerson, this is just between you and I. Now, you were the band director here at Eastside.
I sure was.
Okay. And from what I gathered, just talking to Marvin, you were a major influence. Did you realize that?
Well, I didn't know at the time, but I found out later on that after he told me that, that I was a big influence in his life.
Hold on. Okay, you rolling? I don't want you to say anything. Yes. All right. The first thing I want you to do is to say your name and what your relationship is to Marvin. I was his band director in high school. His high school band director is all you'd have to say.
Okay, my name is Edward Nicholson, and most people call me Ed by first name. And I first met Marvin in about 4th or 5th grade. He in Brown School. I had about 6 schools that I was working at the time. I had Brown, I had Lafayette, Garrison, I had Golden Gardens, and all those students at those schools. But at Brown School, I got a lot of cooperation from all the teachers because most of them like music. So that's where I met Marvin in the 3rd or 4th grade, I think. 5th grade, I think it was. And I started him out with the alto saxophone. I was teaching him about 2 or 3 times a week. I'd go out there and have lessons with him. And he had a friend named Durallo Holloway. They used to be in competition with each other. And Marvin would try to outplay him, and most of the time he did. So, yeah.
Well, tell me, you said you started him out on the saxophone. Did you have an option, or did you make the decision that he was better suited to play?
No, I didn't. I think he made this decision that he was going to start on that instrument.
Okay. Okay. Well, how would you describe him as a student and his progression?
Well, his progression was very swift, and I would say he had another friend, that Durallo Holloway, and they were kind of in competition with each other. And they would come to lessons, and I think Marvin would try to outplay him, and he'd try to outplay Marvin, but I think Marvin got the upper hand on him. So, but he was an excellent student. He learned real fast, and so I know that he was going to succeed in music. Okay.
Have you been to his concerts? You've heard him play professionally, I take it.
Yes, I've been to 2 of his concerts with this group, Focus, and I played with him in one of his groups, Focus, one time. So, yeah.
How was that? What was that experience like to play with one of your students?
Oh, it was great because he had graduated from. He was teaching at, I think, Lincoln Middle School, and after he retired from there, some of his students were playing with him. So he had some of his students playing with him, and then he asked me to play with them too. So we had like 3 generations of students.
What does that say about him? I mean, if you think about it, the fact that he brought these people together, different generations.
He was an excellent educator in music, I would say. And he could play all the instruments, and he played piano and saxophone, and he was a singer. So he did all that within this one group, Focus. Yeah.
He says you were a major influence on his musical development.
Well, yeah, I know one time in this very band room, he told me that he was going to major in music and he was going to try to be like me. So I remember him saying that. Yeah.
And did he succeed?
Yeah, he succeeded. He really did.
And do you keyboard or a horn? Which is your instrument?
Well, my major instrument was trumpet. I played trumpet all through junior high school and high school and college. Okay. But I was also playing piano too. I took piano lessons, and I took piano lessons all through junior high school and college.
Okay.
So I was playing both instruments at the same time.
Marvin actually, he thinks that without you, you know, he might not have reached the point that he's.
Yeah, well, he picked up a lot of things from me, and
like what?
I was, well, you know, I remember one time I was trying to establish a jazz band within the school here. I was the concert band director and the marching band director. So I was trying to establish a jazz band, and I needed a bass player. I had all the other instruments except bass. So Marvin volunteered to be the bass player. So I didn't know he could play bass. So after I found out he hit a few licks, I said, oh yeah, you're gonna be my bass player in the band.
And he performed to your satisfaction.
He sure did.
Excellent. Is there anything else you might want to add about Marvin and what he has become?
I know all the things he said he was going to do, he did them well, and his band is still performing, and I know they're going to do well in the future. And everything he's going to do in music, I know he's going to succeed very well in it.
Excellent. Excellent. He's already on track, definitely there.
Okay.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the time. In fact, you came out on such a hot day.
Well, thank you very much. We
could all be inside.
Well, I enjoyed it, and like I say, Marvin was one of my best students, and I wish him well in the future.
Perfect, period. Perfect. Now, don't